All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. Hope you guys are doing fantastic. You ever wonder how they're going to force you? How are they going to force you to take these vaccinations? It's going to be quite simple. It's going to be something where they're going to make it so difficult, but so difficult for you to operate in your regular life that you will be forced. That's going to be number one. Number two, they're going to use your job. They are going to use your job. So I want to share a video here that I'm watching, and this is coming from New York. New York just, this lady introduced legislation talking about, or forcing people to take the vaccination if not enough people volunteer. So first of all, they're going to tell you you could volunteer. If so many people volunteer, we okay. But if not that many people volunteer, then we force you. What kind of freedom is that? Like, what kind of freedom is that? Where if don't take it, but if not a lot of people don't take it, then we force you. Obviously, that's freedom. I want to share this video. Before I get into that, check it out. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you hit that notification bell. All that good stuff. If you want to support this channel, there's going to be links down there to become a patron and things like that. Amazon links, all that. If you're going to do a lot of buying a lot of stuff like we all doing, click on my Amazon links. I definitely appreciate that. All right, let's do this. Let me bring back here this video and let's kind of watch this video. Let's react to it and let's talk about it because, like I said, this is pretty insane. Pretty insane. Happening in New York. Back in the days, I used to say, you know what? It is what it is. These people, what they need to do is to vote them out, get new leadership and things like that. But nowadays, how the voting and all that is going on, I don't even know if voting people out is a thing because we know that they could do other things. I'm not going to talk about that. But again, here how they're going to make it. And they're going to make it so difficult for you to operate your life, like I was saying, is that they're going to force you. For example, you may not be able to go inside places to eat. You may not be able to go inside places to buy groceries. You not may be able to go inside, I don't know, your kids' schools because, you don't have this proof. How are they going to do that? They could track it simply with an app or something like that. And this is something that is being done already. This is not new to the market or anything like that. There is jobs already that you have to use an app. You have to put your information and the app will tell you if you could come in or not. So this is not new, right? Again, they could do it, like I said, like Target and places like that. We already seeing it how you not wearing a mask is a big deal. And in many cases, they refuse you, entry. Like when all this started, I made a video about that. I got refused my medical appointment because I wasn't wearing a mask. And it wasn't like I was trying to make a point. I simply didn't know. It was the beginning that I was supposed to wear this thing. When they confirmed my appointment, they didn't even tell me. So again, they're going to make it so difficult that essentially you're going to have to either do it or your life is going to be so complicated. And some people, I know some of you guys won't, but some people may just do it just to not deal with it. The other thing is like they're talking about here, maybe your job. If your job requires you to use this or to get this shot, are you willing to let go of your job? That's going to be a decision that you're going to have to make. I'm not going to tell you how to live your life. All right, 1 second. Let me go back.
And state assembly.
There we go. Started from the beginning.
We've all been waiting for a vaccine because that is part of the solution to moving our lives ahead.
And State Assembly member Linda Rosenthal of the Upper West Side has introduced a bill requiring most New Yorkers get a COVID-19 vaccine. She says if at least 70% of the population does not get the vaccine on their own, then it should be mandatory.
Then the State Department of Health would have the ability to say that more people have to get it. And they would.
Then the State Department of Health will force you when they say, I love how they use these words like, oh, they have the ability. No, it's not the ability. They will force you to take this. right? That's what she's saying. If 75% of the people do it, good. You know, you have your freedom, right? But if not 75%, then the State Department will force you to do this, right? Pretty sad if you ask me.
Set the rules, or people have to get it. And they would set the rules and they would set the structure.
Labor and employment lawyer Helen Rella says your boss could force you to get a COVID-19 vaccine, just like they are currently allowed to do with the flu vaccine.
We anticipate that employers, because they set the terms and conditions of employment, will be permitted to mandate that their employees take the vaccine.
There will, however, be exemptions.
Under either the Americans with Disabilities
I just want to jump in here and say one thing simple. Remember, this is New York. This is legislation that's being introduced and all that. Every state has different rights and things like that, or if different, obviously different laws and things like that. But this is just the beginning. You know, it starts from here and God knows where it's going to go from there. This is like an epidemic. It starts in one state and it continues.
Act, claiming that they have some medical condition that prevents them from taking the vaccination, or under Title VII, claiming that they have some seriously held religious belief.
She says private schools will be allowed to require the vaccine, and there is also the possibility that public schools might also be able to make it mandatory. Bottom line is, she says it's going to be difficult to function.
You hear that?
If you don't get the vaccine.
You may not be able to get on an airplane. You might not be able to travel into a foreign country without showing certification of vaccination. So it's going to become part of the normal course.
Linda Schmidt.
Again, you may not be able to do many things. And again, making it completely difficult for you to have a life. And that's exactly what they have done. And this is not new. This is literally not news. Remember this. When it comes to gun control, they have tried all the strategies. First, they want to take your guns. Then they want to attack the magazines. Then they want to attack the triggers. Then they want to attack the definition of the firearm. And they want to switch the definition so they could pass a different law around that. Right? They want to attack the credit cards and the way that you process payment. Again, all with the purpose of taking away your Second Amendment. Right? And again, there has been a battle that has been going on for years upon years, but it's going to be the same thing with this. It's going to be just the same strategy. They're going to make it so difficult that you either have to comply or your life will be so complicated. And it is what it is. You know, schools, job, traveling, going out of state, going out of country. I mean, again, you know, places to go where you may be restricted. This thing, it is consuming our country. And I just wonder, I'm going to say this. Obviously, I don't have no information to back this up, but I wonder how many politicians got stocks and all this that are going to make a killing over this. A killing. Some of these people are going to make so much money out of this shot. There is a company right now. There's a dude in a company right now that is probably swimming in a house, in a pool full of hundreds. Because that's what it is. You think it's really about taking care of the American people? I don't know about that. Really, I don't know about that. They're going to violate your rights, and they're going to do it in a way that they're going to make you suffer if you don't take this shot, and also they're going to make you look bad. They're going to shame you until you take this shot. Listen up, people. I'm going to say this is the last thing I'm going to say. If you want to take the shot, or if the shot is good, I'm not telling you what to do. You do what you do. I'm not telling you how to live your life, what to do and all that. I'm not saying it's a bad idea for you to take the shot. It may be the best choice you have, especially if you're old, especially if you have conditions. Do that. The problem here is that they want to force you to take this, right? They talk about pro-choice being hypocrites. Hypocrites, man. Pro-choice, right? Well, so you have the choice to murder a kid in your belly, but you won't have the choice to take a vaccination. So hypocritical. Let me know what you think. Put comments down below. And as always, God is in control.